Hey everyone, it's me. I'm not even sure you guys want to continue hearing updates about my mom. Uh, I'm sure it gets boring. Um, but I'm hoping that this may help one person in life, someone who's going through this. I know every case of dementia or Alzheimer's is different. But I'm hoping that other people know they're not alone. Um, and even if we're not going through the same exact thing at the same time, um, you know, I had a grandma who ended up with dementia. Um, hmm, she's been gone now 11, 11 or 12 years, I want to say. She was so mean to me when I was growing up. And I'm not sure if she just got dementia because she got dementia. Um, they did find out she had like little strokes that no one would have ever noticed. Probably the symptoms or anything. Um, I think they're called TIAs, I think. Anyway, she had those, I guess, and she ended up with dementia. So I don't know if she got dementia because of those little strokes or if she would have gotten it anyways. Anyways, she was so mean. She loved the men in our family. Like if they said, let's go, for a walk. But if I or one of the girls in the family, especially me, I seem to be the worst for her. To go for a walk, she would have been really mean and not willing to do it. But if one of the guys in our family asked her for anything, she would do it for them. Um, when she got dementia, I want to say, I don't know if it went fast because looking back, we wonder if she had it. They always say that you have to, that you probably have it years before you get diagnosed. And so looking back, we used to get mad at her for, she would use the microwave, for example, and then she would turn around and ask us how to use it or come show her how to use it. And we would get upset thinking she was just playing these mind games, like, just kind of being lazy. Sorry, I needed a drink of water. So looking back, I'm like, I think she had it then and just, we just thought it was one of her games because she was like that in general. She was kind of mean. Anyways, so when she got dementia, she got very passive, very nice. We didn't have a lot of trouble with her. She didn't have mood swings like my mom. She, did run away once. Thankfully, it was in our neighborhood. And, what else did she do? Oh, and then I would walk in and she would be crying, but it was always quietly, crying to herself. Later, I did find out, I found pictures. They were old pictures, of her family, black and white pictures that she had marked people's faces out. And of course, that broke my heart just because uh, we don't, we might not have had copies of those pictures, obviously. Um, she quit cooking, but she always still would cut her apples. she always, I don't know what it is. I don't know how, I can't cut an apple with, like, if it saved my life, it would not be saved. But she was that grandma that could do the perfect, apple where you take the skin off. And it was always like one piece, and it would twirl. Anyways, when she got her dementia, she became very nice and she liked me. And I think one other time we were watching a serious, I guess, TV show and she laughed at it, which, she also went back to her childhood. So she didn't understand that she had been married or that my mom was her daughter or that she was 80 something. So it's very different between her and my mom. So yeah, every case is different. So with my mom, she's very out there still. She's definitely my mom, let's put it that way. I've always told her, and I love my mom, and she loved to be different, she put it, and she was always different, and not in a bad way. She was very colorful and active and vocal, and she's still my mom there, and so she's very active, and she wants to walk, and she's very vocal. And so I've talked to her finally a couple days. I've gotten more information from the hospital, not about her per se, but about their rules or a different phone number to call finally. And my mom, the other day, if you remember, she was on a boat, she thought. Last night I talked to her and I'm not saying that she didn't say things that were kind of out there, but she was definitely more like my mom. And we talked a good hour, and it was nice. It was, she doesn't always understand that she's right now in a hospital. So she thought she was at a hospital that she worked at years ago when I was born, and that she was just there. Like, she didn't understand she was a patient. She's made some friends, I guess, and when I called, she thought somebody had said they were going to hurt everybody there, which obviously is not true. So just different things like that. But, talking to her, she seemed to understand that I was actually her daughter. Finally. Now, today, tomorrow, she might not. Because when she talks about me, usually I'm the third or fourth or fifth person. Like, I'm not sure who she thinks she's talking to on the phone, but she will refer to me as different people. So, like, my daughter did this, my daughter did that, or, use my name as I'm not her, the person on the phone talking to her. So that's been interesting. So, yeah, I was really happy, to talk to her. When she has these happy hallucinations, it brings joy to me because at least she's not there suffering. She's not suffering in her head or her hallucinations. And that's always a good thing. Like, she needs to be happy. They do have her down as Alzheimer's right now, is what I was told, which that was, as I said the other day, that was really hard for me. Even if you're prepared, it's just not the same as hearing it. I think they're having a meeting today. I'm hoping that she might be moved to a memory care soon that might be closer to me so that I can go see her, because I have not seen her for at least over 2 weeks. And again, if I go see her, I don't know if she'll know who I am when she looks at me. But we'll find out, I guess. Anyways, I hope that, and it makes you start thinking, when things like this hit a family or yourself or your loved ones, it makes you start thinking about, oh, I need to get my stuff together. I need to get my power of attorney together. I need to get my, bank stuff together, because honestly, when I was 20, I didn't think about, oh, this could happen, that could happen. I might not be here forever. Something could happen to me, when I was a teenager, I didn't think like that. So I now, not just being older, but now having so much loss, because my family, I have a big family, but some of my family, obviously, I don't know. I mean, they're all over. I don't know everybody in my family. But the family I grew up with on my mom's side was not a very big family at all. It was like, when I talk about my family, I separate my families, and it's really probably weird. But I grew up with, it was me, my brother, my sister-in-law, my uncle, his wife, so my aunt, my mom, and my grandma, and me. So there was 8 of us. And, that was my close family. And, my grandma is gone. My uncle is gone. My uncle's wife, so my aunt, she is still here, but she's in a facility because she has what seems to be Alzheimer's. My brother, I'm so lucky he is still here with me. His ex-wife, who he was with then when I grew up, she's still here, but she has, her own problems. So, and then, my mom, she's still here. Thankfully she's still here, body-wise, obviously. And then right now I am. So basically, out of all of the 8 people, counting me, there's really 2 of us right now. And then I have nieces and nephews, who are younger, I have my family, my kids, my husband, which isn't really saying much. Don't get me wrong, I love my family. I love my kids. I'm sure if you've watched some of my other videos about my relationship and stuff like that, it's not a good one. So I don't have support here at my household except for my youngest child. Is amazing and so supportive. But that's all I pretty much have. And then I have my dad's side of the family, and that is a huge family, but a lot of them have passed. Um, the ones that are left, they don't talk to me. I haven't talked to them. I don't think they really, I didn't really grow up with them unless my dad took me to see them. So I'm, don't think that's really an option for me anymore at this point in my life. We were never close. Maybe when I was little, but even then, I'm not even sure we were really as close as I think. I think it was more forced, families get together, go play with your cousin type thing, So, my family is getting smaller, and it's not, it's scary, and so it makes you start thinking about getting your life together. I'm a true believer of, the saying, live like you're dying. Now that I'm getting older, now that I'm seeing more, you have to do things that bring you joy. Something that you're not going to regret one day, but that's going to bring you joy. That, go paint your house if you want to. Don't be scared to do that. Go on that vacation that you keep putting off, that you keep saying you want to go on, that you're going to go to France, finally. If you put it off, it's never going to happen. And I'm learning that. And, I don't really, I don't know if there, I don't have a vacation I want to, there is one I would love to go on, for example, but, and I hope it happens for me, but go paint, go skydiving, go do the things. Don't do that, maybe, unless you're really a daring person, but go do the things you want to do, because you don't know when things might change. Look at my life. My mom changed one day. We had plans that Saturday in April. We hung out the night before, the day before. We had plans that morning, and things changed so fast. That morning that she had a stroke, that I didn't even know she had one. So, thankfully, her being a nurse, something set in that she is like, I think I had a stroke. Things changed so fast. And it's scary. Actually, because of that, I don't like to be alone. Some people like to be alone just to have a break. I get scared to be alone. I think with a lot of people, you don't want your kids to be, the ones that come in and, you're no longer with them. I think is one of my biggest fears, So, yeah, I'm at the age now that I'm definitely thinking about things like that. So I'm here to tell you, get your stuff in order. Go do the things you want to do, that you hope to do, that you dream of doing. Because only you can make it happen, and only you can do it, and you don't want to have regret. So, thanks for listening to my spiel and my craziness. And I hope this helps somebody. Have a good one. Bye.